Bom dia, Portugal!
In Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know. Carl rings the bell and the members show to the GMP morning show. Featured guests will come and they will blow your mind. The audience will do so in kind. The little vanity mixed with some insanity on the morning show with GMP.
Good morning, Portugal, and I'd like to welcome you to another fantastic day.
Hey, you gumpers.
Like that. Hola, bom dia, alegria. Munson here with the Good Morning Portugal show live stream and podcast. The video cut out the end there, so I didn't know when to come in. Apart from suddenly seeing the meme on the screen, which is, does this apply to you? The older I get, the more often I find myself hesitating to throw out a used Ziploc bag because it isn't even that dirty. There are a number of things, aren't there, piling up around the house because of this moment? Or are you ruthless in that regard? Good morning to you, Munson here. Yes, we're the Good Morning Portugal show live stream and podcast. Two very special guests. Ask the agents. They are friends, consultants in the real estate business. That'll be Veronica, of course, the American in the Algarve at 9 o'clock, and at 9:30, Carl Hyde. Two Carls and a Veronica for you for the price of one. This morning on the Good Morning Portugal show. How are you doing? We had a beautiful evening yesterday after all the work was carried out. Busy days at the moment, for sure. And then went to the meetup, which was fabulous. And yeah, I can't complain, can I? If my life is, if what I call my work is disappearing to the San Martinho de Porto meetup at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then basically having the time of my life for the rest of the day. So great to see you all, the Ducks and all the Ruffs, the Ducks and the Ruffs and the Kings. Guido, great to have you back in the country, and lovely to speak to you and Don and June there, of course. Lovely gathering. Oh, and Hattie, pleased to meet you, Hattie. I want to talk to you about your fishing. She's brought her fly fishing kit to Portugal from the United States and was asking about where she might use that. I don't know the answer to that. I did suggest you go up north and hang out with João de Norte, who's here this morning, and Owen, and join them for a bit of fly fishing up there in the north. Do people fly fish in the sea? I think it does happen on calm sea surfaces. Presumably salmon that are at the estuary might like a bit of fly fishing where the river meets the sea. But she needs a little bit of help, does Hattie, and I just wanted to write a story about her because I am a columnist. More will be revealed, but I have a regular column now in one of the English-speaking newspapers. And I just thought it'd be so great to speak to Hattie in one of those, because I will be talking to people, notable expats, foreigners and immigrants, and wonderful Portuguese people who I think people should know about, basically. So that to come. And one of those wonderful people will, of course, be Philomena. Philomena sent me this. Thank you so much, Philomena. It's hard to get it all on the screen, isn't it? What is that, Carl? That's what, you know what? I'm just going to ask you to guess for the time being before all is revealed. What do you think that is? Ooh, it's got a little bobbly bit as well. Who doesn't like a bobbly bit first thing in the morning? What's that Philomena has very kindly sent me for my birthday? Thank you so much, Philomena, and your lovely words, which I shall return to. And I've got a picture of me wearing that. It's not a sports bra or a sports support of any kind before anyone runs off in that direction. What might that be? I've got a photograph of me sporting it. Here's a clue. I can't really wear it during the show because it will get in the way of the headphones. So that to come. How did they get on yesterday protesting at the Parliament, those people who want some... who don't want the AL laws to change quite so drastically? Golf towel, good guess, but no, incorrect on this occasion. Veronica, looking forward to seeing you at 9. It's the floppy hat you liked. Oh, good guess, James. Come back to you. Oh, and the time check. We have our we have our weather, don't we? That is the Dynasty Homes weather, and we've also got the slug time. Quick slug time check then this morning. I was a little bit late sharing this with Raquel yesterday. She of the 3 clocks in the kitchen, none of which tell the right time. They've all stopped. Here's a time check from the slug. Isn't that nice? Should be quiet as well, shouldn't I? While that's going around as well. It's now, everybody. Just in case you're wondering, it is now. The time is now. Isn't that Maloko? Used to be in a band with him. Mark Bryden, good morning to you. Sing it back to me. Is it to cover your head shame? No shame here, Peter. I just shock more than shame. And I don't know if you were listening the other day, but somebody very kindly, when I jumped off the boat at Cascais on Monday and went for a swim in the bay where the president swims, the video that was taken of me I thought, who's that monk in the water? Or what is that baboon's bottom doing swimming around in the water? It's my head! Looking like a baboon's bottom. It's not friendly, is it? The water, when you're swimming in the water, it's not friendly on the last few threads of hair that are left on top of your head. Oh, ski hat for when it's cold. I wore it last night. So delighted was I. Kids love to check the mailbox. Oh, you got a package. There's a package for you, Dad. And it was folded up beautifully in a jiffy bag. And who doesn't like to be folded up beautifully in a jiffy bag first thing in the morning? And I was so delighted with this apparel, another clue there, that I took the dogs out in it last night. What a sight. Shorts, puffer jacket, because it was a little bit chilly after my dip in the sea last night. Let me show you a picture of the dip in the sea with the kids yesterday. Well, it started off actually. There was the meetup. Oh, here's quite a good sequence. Thank you, Guido and Annie, for the mango and habanero chili sauce, which you can see there. Now, I quite like when I'm at Palmera at the meetup to ask for fiambre. Dois ovos e batatas fritas. So that's ham, egg, and chips, isn't it? Of course, the classic English dish. Comfort food, really, isn't it? So ham, egg, and chips can be easily done here in Portugal if you know what you're asking for. And then the young lady said, fiambre e ovos mistura. And I was thinking, yeah, I thought she meant on the same plate. So what happened was a little impromptu ham omelette and chips. Not complaining. Wasn't what I was expecting, but I'm not complaining. And then to top it all, literally, mango and habanero chili sauce. Annie always sends over some chili sauce with Guido. And I was thinking to myself, what is the top note of that chili sauce? What is that really sort of somewhat pungent in a good way flavor? And I looked at the ingredients, and you can see from the color, can't you? Turmeric. It is turmeric. And then we had a good laugh with Susan. I said, well, what do you call turmeric? Turmeric. Do the Americans call it turmeric? We all call it turmeric, not like oregano and basil and so on. So I had a good laugh about American and English pronunciations. And that was superb. So thank you, Annie, for sending the chili sauce over. One of many that have come over from California. Very kind of you, very thoughtful, and great to see Guido back in the Bay, who was, of course, have I got, I was going to download the Munson's mailbag, little vingle that I made. The Munson's mailbag yesterday was responding to Mike in Florida, the solutions from the bulging sack. Ooh, yesterday, the first of its kind, and it will premiere tonight at 6:00. San Martino de Porto versus Salir de Porto. Managed to have people who lived in both places address that and did a little piece in front of the Bay yesterday. Thanks, T-Duck, for your excellent camera skills and your amazing camera. Sorry that WhatsApp compressed the video, robbing the true glory of what you captured in many ways. But your video skills, much appreciated. So thank you. That was the chili sauce and the chips and the ham omelette there. Later that same day, over to Pit Stop, I had a really great American IPA, Freebird. I don't know if you've ever had that. I mean, it's so refreshing, I find, an American IPA with that citrusy sort of flavor to it. Oh, actually, when I got home with the chili sauce, Mrs. M thought that was a smoothie. And she said, oh, can I finish that? And I didn't have the presence of mind to not say, no, it's chili sauce. I could have kept quiet and let her take a big gulp of that, couldn't I? But I'm not that sort of person. I was like, no, it's chili sauce, not a mango smoothie, which you can be forgiven for thinking it's a mango smoothie there. Anyway, onward to pit stop. As I was waiting to be served, you can see here, this is the sort of vibe that goes on at pit stop. They've got this amazing video of guys wheeling through the hall, which is the main part of the venue. There's an indoor performance space and an outdoor performance space, and a very good selection of ales. And I had a Freebird American IPA. Then went back outside to be with Dan and Bev. Parabéns a vocês. You two are celebrating your 33rd anniversary today and having a lovely day out. You much deserved. You worked so hard at pit stop. And yesterday, the kids tried for the first time corn dogs, and me actually, and your yakisoba noodles. All brilliant, all delicious, all very tasty, and a well-earned day off and anniversary celebration for you both today. So have a great day. Thank you for all the lovely food you prepare, create, and share with us. And we had baby Guinnesses with you, which had no Guinness in at all. Still looking for the best pint of Guinness. I quite like the baby Guinness. Is it a Tia Maria and a Bailey's? Looked like a little Guinness in a shot glass. My goodness, I only had a little sip because I was driving, but I left the rest to Mrs. Emmett, who really gratefully enjoyed that. And then I took the kids for a swim on the beach. And here's Minnie, just enjoying the sunset. We had the beach to ourselves, of course, because we're the mad. Not only do the mad dogs and Englishmen and their children go out in the midday sun, they go swimming late in the day when all self-respecting Portuguese and Spanish people have left the beach just for the crazy Brits who go in for a dip. And it was delightful in there. Isn't that a lovely picture of Minnie, who was delighting in the late day? And floating in the water there and having a great time. So beautiful evening yesterday, great meetup. Thanks to all who came along. You must join us sometime every Wednesday. We're there weekly, 1, 2, or 3 at Palmera. Shout out to Margarita and Nelson, our hosts, and a new girl Hattie who joined us yesterday as well. Great to see you there. 8:43 already, even though the time is now. It's actually by Muggle time. 8:43 for those people who need that sort of thing. It is 8:43. A few visual dad joke and a few dad jokes. Quite a few people chipping in this morning. Kia, no Kia. That's a bit insensitive at the moment, isn't it, with the global warming and the flooding and everything, and funny too, as well. So, but no dad joke warning issued. I was a bit slow on that. I should do that today. Not the trigger warning. But this, because there's quite a lot of this about.
Warning.
Oh no! Afraid so. And there's a few dad jokes I see peppered through the comments. Let's see who's here this morning. How are you doing? I know who is here, or who was here yesterday, who is here via, as requested yesterday, a WhatsApp message. This is how easy it is to do. Okay, so who's this calling the Good Morning Portugal show?
Hola, bom dia todos. This is Barrick from Texas. That I would chime in, say good morning. Yes, I'm watching GMP. It is now 9:28. A little later there, I believe. Have a great day. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.
Talk to y'all soon. 9:28 in Texas when Barack listens to the show. And I hope you enjoyed hearing yourself on the Good Morning Portugal show. It's as easy as that, folks. He called me to leave a message, and I said, all you need to do is press the little button in the right-hand corner and hold it, and you can leave a message, send it to me, and I can play it just like that. I love it.
Hola, bom dia todos. This is Barrick from Texas.
Barack from Texas, the first in. I've been calling him Barack. Barack from Texas there. Thank you so much, mate. Great to hear from you. And you've been busy. You've been busy on learnaboutportugal.com making guesses. We'll come back to that question. I quite like to do that question when I've got Veronica with me. So I might hold that until after 9 o'clock this morning, whereupon she joins me, Carl Hyde, at 9:30. Bon dia alegria gumpers from T-Duck at, what time was that? 7:52 this morning. Deep thought of the day then from the Oscar Wilde. Oscar Fingal. What a great name, Fingal. Oscar Fingal O'Flaherty Wills Wilde was an Irish poet and playwright, best remembered for his epigrams, plays, and his novel, The Picture of Dorian Gray, which also reminds me of, I felt like I was going into a limerick there, and the Ancient Mariner sent in a very good limerick the other day. My daughter, who lives in Australia, has tattooed her, I'm going to say bottom instead of what he put. So my daughter, who lives in Australia, has tattooed her derriere as a dahlia. $1 a smell is going quite well, but 2 for a lick is a failure. I'm feeling a little bit bad about reading that out and how disgusting that actually is. So let's just go back to Oscar Wilde. Deep thought, there are many things that we would throw away if we were not afraid that others might pick them up. That I think I understand that. Is he talking about shame and the things that we would like to get rid of from our personalities, but we don't want to leave around toxic waste? Is that what he's saying? I wonder. Please let me know what you think there. Let's go straight into the Quem Sabia. Loved yesterday's, the Muras Encantados. And isn't it amazing? Enchanted. I should have known. And I use a lot of words. I like writing. I like talking, as you know. Enchanted. It's chant is in there, isn't it? Being sung to, being sung into a different state. Isn't that amazing? So the Muras Encantados, I love that. That's been banked in Learn About Portugal in the factoid section, which you can access at learnaboutportugal.com. This will be going in as well. The megalithic monuments of Alcalá are a group of burial tombs that comprise a chalcolithic necropolis. Did you do this on purpose this morning? A chalcolithic, not to be confused with a Catholic necropolis. Pope's coming soon. And do you know what? There are border controls being imposed in Portugal because of the amount of people coming to Portugal when the Pope's here, including the Pope and entourage. The movements in and out of the country will be restricted on the borders, I noticed the other day, thanks to friends at Safe Communities Portugal, who, of course, will be talking about the added fire risk. Fires coming quite close to Caldas and Foz yesterday, so be careful out there. Fogos.pt is the app you need. Anyway, back to chalcolithic necropoli, not Catholic. They are located in the civil parish. These, as you can see here, are the Majolera Grande municipality of Portimão. What else can we tell you about these? What can you tell me? What can you see yourself when you look at this? What are you thinking? That looks like the San Martinho de Porto Bay as rendered in concrete and what's it called? Hardcore, possibly there. That got your attention, didn't it? During the 3rd millennium BC, a 10-hectare stretch of land located at one end of a once navigable part of the Tor River became the center of a settlement. So this is the foundation, is it, of a home, or one of the homes of this settlement. It was constructed on a hilltop along the Algarve's limestone coastal strip. Around 18 megalithic tombs were constructed in these hills, forming a necropolis using various building techniques. I think we're seeing one there, aren't we? During the 1990s, as late as 1990s, excavation of the monument and limestone subsoils of Mont de Canelas were undertaken, resulting in the discovery that the space was used as an ossuary. Is that a bone depot, I wonder? But look at that. The remnants then of an ancient necropolis rather than acropolis. So is that what it is? Is a necropolis a tomb and an honoring of the dead of ancient times? I guess it is. There will be people who are shouting at me now saying, yes, of course it is, Carl. Keep up. But there we go. Amazing. The megalithic monuments of Alcalá right there. Thank you very much, T-Duck, for that. Good stuff. Going to squirrel away your dad jokes and come back to those. Very good. Because I want to see Veronica and Carl's faces when I read out those dad jokes to them. Who else is here this morning? Let's do some quick name checks before we go to more of your comments. So who's in? I think I saw Sarah there. Slug, certainly in. Antonio F. Antonio F, I've got some news for you. Yes, because there was a call for merchandise yesterday. Phil wants a Good Morning Portugal hoodie. So we're going to do it. We'll get back to the merch and the production thereof. And we'll get the mugs going on sale again. And customized merch as well. James was in. Bom dia, Campus. Feliz quinta a todos. Como estão? Earlier on, before the show start time. Let's do his dad joke now. You have been warned. I make a lot of jokes, but I'll never make jokes about lazy people. No. Why not? Because they never work. Oh, my word. Geraldo was in as well. Bom dia, Alegria, Campus. Hola. And shouting out to T-Duck and Slug's friend there. And Veronica's already in as well. Is it to cover your head shame? No. And you really want... I've already got a comb over, Pete. I never thought I'd see this day when I was neatly arranging strands of hair upon my head, but it comes in time. Dad joke warning then from Joel Denort. Here's an oldie. Why should you always bring an extra pair of socks when golfing? Oh, an oldie but goodie, in case you get a hole in one. A hole in one. Seriously, do you have to be careful swimming? Seriously, you do have to be careful swimming. I don't go in for long, Pete. I'm more of a little and often, slow and steady wins the race rather than getting out there and staying there all day. Same with the beach. I don't sunbathe. I like to feel the sun on my body, but I don't lie in the sun. And I wear a hat, as you've seen, from time to time. And I've got two to choose from now. I've got a winter and a summer hat now. Another clue. We have a few follically challenged friends who have had badly burned bonces. I don't think that's going to happen to me. I'm very careful about that with my very pale skin. Veronica, question for you. Let's star that up and come back to it. Is Ayamont always that busy? I'm guessing it probably is, isn't it? Loving the look of that sauce, mango and pepper. It's a good combo. It really is sweet and hot. Not unlike my good lady wife. I like my chili sauce like I like my women, sweet and hot. Bon dia todos, or weak and instant, like my coffee. Ocean Dweller, hola, bon dia from you. How are you doing? Aviva, great to see you here. And I call it turmeric. There. Or yeah, I think some people do say turmeric, don't they? Turmeric is what I say. I say a lot of things like my mother says them. Of course, when things are a reference from the kitchen. Turmeric. Anyway, what's this? 14. It's more now. 14 watching, but only 2 likes. Yeah, you're quite right, Schwadenort. There are now, we're into the 20s. And I think this is misleading. I mean, we've got people watching on LinkedIn. We've got people watching on Facebook. I think that's only the YouTube count, or it might only be the face. I don't know what it is, but I don't think it's representative of how many people are watching. It's certainly not representative of how many people watch each episode, because as we know, most people watch later. And do you know why they watch? I will tell you now, because I've done a question over on the YouTube channel, and this was it, asked only yesterday. Thank you if you've just subscribed, because we've had quite a few subscribers. Thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you for those of you who take it to second base, or is it third? Go from subscribing and liking to actually supporting the show as a GMP VIP. And you can do that at goodmorningportugal.com if you haven't done so already. Thank you to each and every one of you who supports the show in terms of your time, talent, or treasure. Really appreciate all of you. And many a mickle makes a muckle. It all really helps. So thank you very much indeed. And we have had a lot of subscribers recently. We're heading up to 1,400 subscribers on YouTube, which is great. What do you come here for? And over on YouTube, at least, it's still about moving to Portugal. How about that? And I suppose it's a bit like bridal magazines, isn't it? And wedding magazines. The people who watch the show might not move to Portugal. And there may be many more people interested in moving to Portugal than actually move. I don't know what the ratio would be. What would you estimate it at? I don't know. That might be quite a good question for Veronica, mightn't it? So actually 73%, a good 3/4 nearly of people watching or subscribing at least to YouTube want info about moving to Portugal. 18% info about living in Portugal. And that's most of the people here this morning already here, aren't you? Something else, please tell in the comments. 9%. I nearly said 9 degrees of people. So 9% of people want something else, none of which said what they wanted. So they're going to leave us guessing. But I thought that was quite interesting anyway. And it's only less than a day old, that survey. So we'll keep on top of that. But let me know what you want to hear, what you want to see, just like Mike did. And he wanted a comparison between San Martino de Porto and Salir de Porto. And we made that video yesterday. And that's 8 minutes. It's an 8-minute taster, Dougie Hughes style, comparing and contrasting the both, and some footage, a chance for me to share lots of my photographs and video clips that I've made of the two areas, and that premieres tonight at 6 o'clock on the YouTube channel. Who else is in? Thank you for that, Joel Denort, rousing the troops there. Still only 2 likes. Smash that. Maybe people are doing other things. They're not actually near their computers, so they can't hit the like button. But nothing. Who have we got? Ali Sheldrake, thank you. It's the Algarve people who are my favourites this morning. Ali Sheldrake and Algarve Laura Puntin have both liked the show. Nobody else. And let's see if we can change that. Mango smoothie. Hee hee. I had a colourblind friend take a huge bite of wasabi, thinking it was pate. Did you not try and stop him, or did you want to see what happened? Ah, wasabi. That clears the sinuses, doesn't it? If you've got any congestion, wasabi, quite a good way of clearing out the pipes. Morning to you, Antonio F. You're here as well. Bon dia. And I've got a quick message for you, Antonio, in just a moment after we said hello to everybody. So, Antonio, Sarah Yerman, Dad, another dad joke. How does a penguin build its house? He glues it together. Oh, Jim. Bon dia. Carl and Gumpus from a dry but grey Belfast. Morning, Deagle. Should climb to 18 degrees. Rain not far away rest of the month. Looking like blue skies coming early August 2nd or 3rd. Fantastic. Oh, hold on a minute. You're quite right. Now, is anyone going to see that I haven't got any trousers on? Oh, Mrs. M. She's unplugged it, hasn't she? Hold on. Hold on a minute. There you go, James. Thank you. Just noticed you're very observant. You look at this screen every morning, and you could think one could get complacent doing that, but not you. Mrs. M not only turned it off at the plug, it wasn't switched on this morning. There you go. We are on it. We were on air anyway, but that just confirms it. Top 5 car models sold in Europe. Antonio F says in the first semester of 2023, the Tesla Model Y, the Dacia Sandero. You didn't unplug. You switched it off at the plug. And people nearly saw that I've got no trousers on as a result. VW T-Rock. It's hot in here sometimes. Opel Corsa and the Peugeot 208. The top-selling car, Tesla Model Y. Wow, 125,000. Oh, it's in Europe, not in Portugal. But that's quite amazing, isn't it? That's changing what the roads look like. First time an electric car gets first place. The old bumper cars are doing it. Fantastic. It was amazing to get into Nunu's Tesla the other day and to have the Good Morning Portugal show, Mrs. M, on the screen as we were in the car. Fantastic. It is a computer, isn't it? It's not really a car. It's mainly a computer with wheels that you can sit in and go around the place. Gemini's here. Good morning, everyone. 10 o'clock most days is best for me. Let me know which 10 o'clock you can do, Gemini, and we'll get that sorted. Hola from the Squire of the Shires. Hello, mate. And Alcalá is a really nice bike ride from Portimao. And a pretty cool thing to see. You can wander about pretty much unrestricted. It's on the honour system, and it seems to be working. Worth a visit. The honour system worked well in Portugal. Yes, looks like a Celtic settlement, like New Grange in County Meath, near the Boyne River. Okay, and also Antonio thanks. There's a bit of, I think there's a bit of language tuition going on. Cheers, Antonio F, for taking care of that. Laura's in. Muito calor. Ma major que outros países. Bless the air in the Algarve. What a lovely phrase that is. Yes. And we'll be having Veronica blessing our air in just a moment. I'm a liker. Is that a liquor or a liker this morning? A liker. Thank you very much, Diego. Victoria also in. Hola, bon dia, kids, of course. Did someone say Algarve? Says Victoria. Just very quickly then, before we have Veronica join us. At learnaboutportugal.com, there's a thing that's probably wasted on us older folk. The youngsters seem to like the what would you call it? The gamification of the platform. I use school.com, which I have to say is superb. And part of it is that as you make contributions, they get liked if you're lucky. And then you level up to the next level. And we've got a few people here who've leveled up to level 4, which means they get exclusive personalized merch. Merch is back on the agenda, everybody. And so these people have leveled up to level 4 at learnaboutportugal.com. And I'm just trying to find out who they are, but I pressed the button, which took me to a place I didn't want to go. But anyway, we have a small number of people, 3% of the community have now reached level 4, which means I'm going to work with them. No, it's not letting me do it this morning, but I know that Katia Lima, Antonio Ferreira, and one or two other people can now work with me to design their own personalized merchandise. Antonio F, what GMP merchandise would you like to see, to have, that might be a quote directly from you? So do let me know, please. And I will get back to everybody else who's on level 4 to find. Oh, here they are. Katia Lima, Antonio F, Christina, Darren, we haven't seen Darren for a while, have we? And Dougie Hughes, the great Dougie Hughes. Those 5 people have leveled up to level 4, and that means they can help design some merchandise that is personalized to them that others might want to buy as well, of course. Let's give her a nice big round of applause. She's looking at something else. Let me see if I can surprise her now. She heard that. How are you?
Bon dia. Kisses. Beijinhos.
To you. Lovely
I
to
love
see
that word. That's the word of the week. Beijinhos.
Okay, and have you been spreading those around in the Algarve this week?
Yes. Okay. And to you and Mrs. M. Of course, I love you, but I love Miss M more. I'm sorry.
Well, me too.
Good.
And she's having this most amazing. She had a real a funny old day yesterday. So she might need a bit of beijinhos, abrazos, and a little bit of support.
Tell her to always text or call me because I love her.
Well, this is a funny thing that happened yesterday. She posted up a video a couple of days ago now on the Feel Good Astrology channel. And it's going up. It's like, 100, 200, 300. Isn't it great? You're a YouTuber. You know what it's like to see in the first 24 hours something go into 4 figures. And her subscriptions are going up as well. She's thinking, this is my top scoring video for a long time. And then she looked at it and thought, hold on a minute. It's longer than I remember posting. And people are posting up timestamps that don't make any sense. She'd posted up her raw video instead of the edited one.
So they love the raw stuff.
Well, that's what she's discovered. And
that's what happened to me. I started putting on the clips at the end that are just unedited because we don't have time to edit. And then people started like watching to the end and watching all the unedited clips. And I'm like, they just want, we already have real life, but they want real life. They want the fun stuff, the stupid stuff, what am I saying?
Yeah, that's right. And things like Mrs. M, like she's doing her stuff to camera. And then she's like, hold on a minute, they're making a... Oh, Jesus! Do you mind could you keep the noise down in the kitchen, please? And that's in there, I think.
Shut up, you little turds!
Exactly! That's more me than her.
I am so zen. Stop it!
Yeah, shut up! So yes, that is quite amazing. But is the word salutary? It's like it's not what you're expecting, is it? But isn't that a lovely affirmation of authenticity?
Yeah. I think that's why Twitch went big, right? Twitch, you just turn on and you just walk around town. People just watch you walking around town. I'm like, how bad does your life suck? You have nothing to do but watch someone walk around.
Well, yeah, but there is something in it, isn't there? I mean, I guess we are all voyeurs of each other's lives in some way, aren't we? Some more than others, some less than others. And there is just something we share in this human experience, whatever that is, and each other's attempts to understand each other's consciousness and so on.
Yeah.
So Mrs. M, a raw video seems to hit the spot, which is
and the one that I just sent over to you, and I just sent a clip, was just a quick show around an apartment that's a friend's apartment, and then the agent that I love here, one of the agents I love here in town, has it listed. And so I'm like, I'll do a quick preview for my viewers, right? So they get to see it before it goes live to, Idealist and all the sites. And they love that because I'm just walking around going, my hair's in a ponytail, I'm sweating, but I'm walking around this place. I did send you that. I don't know if you want to play it later, but I edited it.
I will definitely be playing that. No question about it. We'll play that.
I walk around the cafes, and that's the part you can see where people love the most. So I walk under the building, and I'm like, so this is Antonio's Cafe, and this is where you can get the coldest super bock in town. Here's this restaurant. Here's the extra laundromat. People love that stuff. They're really, I think, craving like the non
polished.
They just want real. Real.
Yeah. Well, those Americans who came to Portugal but couldn't fit in and went to France. I mean, he really was. That was the best of both worlds. Though that was highly polished because I think their son is a video maker. And do you remember those two? That guy who's like, oh man, things are so hard right now in Portugal. I don't think I can continue. You know that guy? Do Do you know what I mean? Under the surface, or scratch the surface, or something like that. It's called. And he was like, oh my goodness, you should have a para psychotherapist standing by. I was thinking each time that he was on. But yeah, that's very popular, it would appear. So I think, generally speaking, then the world is moving more towards authenticity, and that must be a good thing. Anyway, I thought I'd share that with you. So you're doing well, keeping well. Weather's looking very lovely there, Veronica.
Oh, it's so beautiful. I was looking at the weather. I should have sent you a text from here. I mean, you can look it up too, but I was going to feed it to you. The weather here this week is 66, 64, 61 at night, up to 88 during the day. And then in your Celsius,
Thank you.
in Celsius, it's from 16, 17 up to 30. So we've been doing lots of beach days, lots of beach parties, because our beach is hidden, but then you can rent the chairs, or the chairs that you lay out in, or just regular chairs are free if you buy beers at the beach. Yeah. And so we've all been hanging out there, and it's like this great extra gathering spot, because the general public doesn't really know about it. It's just our little private beach. I did a video on that too. Just our private beach. So
yeah.
I did that with Raquel and I, and it's like this great homey spot. I feel like the people who've chosen here and the people that are like me that picked it, we found this town. It's not too little. It's not too big. It's just right. You can get to know everybody, but still have space. And I'm so happy here. So we had another meetup, Judas Fancy Food House. We like to go around and promote all the locals. They don't pay us. We love them. And the ones that give back and are cool people. And Judas Fancy Food House should have sent you a clip of this video, but our DJ Madison was spinning.
Oh, Madison, yeah.
Madison, are you there? Is he on? I don't know. I said I was promoting this morning. So
when you're on, yeah. And so doing the biz. Sorry, what tasty house? Which hostel?
Judas Fancy Food House. She's actually in Monte Gordo, which is a whole 5 minutes by car. But that's the tourist town. So when we want the hopping crazy tourist town, it's 5 kilometers away, but it's on a beautiful road just covered in pine trees that goes along the beach and the pine trees. So you just buzz over their park, and then you get to see the crazy come to life. If you're going to drink, you take a taxi, right?
Yeah. Sounds amazing.
And she had delicious tapas, which made it great for us to have a big meetup, so that you can all sit at tables, but you're not trying to order big dishes. So she made a bunch of yummy tapas. And then we're going to start a Taco Tuesday night, which is huge in America. So after
that's just emerged here in San Martino de Porto. Ken and Jen's Taco Tuesday. Yeah, that's been going for a couple of weeks here as well. So yeah, it's you said I was saying to you, wasn't I, on WhatsApp? I tried my first corn dog last night, and you said, what did you call it? Spooky. So it's fine as long as there's no spooky sausage in there or whatever.
No, like they put it in water. My fat fingers mistyped. When you see the hot dogs here, they're in a jar. They're just sitting there all slimy and wet. That's disgusting. Yeah. If you go to Spain or some of the other ones, the old-fashioned generic hot dogs in America are just the Oscar Mayer, and they should be shrink wrapped like a bratwurst. They don't.
You don't sit in the brine.
Slimy. Did I maybe write slimy? The slimy one.
Slimy, possibly. Yeah, I know what you mean. But they've got to do something with all the eyelids and bits of pig, haven't they?
Oh yeah, I can't eat them, but once in a blue moon, you have to be at a street fair or something and really hungry, and then it tastes good.
Definitely. It's not. Yes, it's not food. It's not really food, is it? It's more of an experience. But I mean, and of course, different vendors like our wonderful Dan and Bev here, they take a lot of care over the quality of the food. And here in Portugal, I've tried more American food and authentic, real American food than I've ever had in my life here in Portugal. And the corn dog was the thing we tried last night. It was amazing. And Taco Tuesday, Ken and Jen's Taco Tuesday, which I'll be trying soon as well. So that's happening down your way as well. What else has been going on?
We're just starting it up. So just lots of activities and fun and meetup, and our Marina bar is just hopping like crazy right now. Everybody's meeting up for coffees. Right now, they're probably all down there, the ones who aren't watching. I'm going to go meet up with them after this. We have our, a social time, and then we go off and somebody takes somebody shopping, or somebody, whoever, the people with the cars go off and take people without the cars places. We all share tips and tricks, and it's kind of the informal meetup between the newbies and the people that want to help the newbies. So there's the differentiation.
Yep, that's the spirit of a meetup, isn't it? There to help people and feel comfortable. The new ones coming along, scouting trips, people. Yeah. And actually, sometimes another trend within the meetup that I've discovered is people who've been here for a while, but have been quite not isolated in a bad way, but have not got involved with foreigners, expats, immigrants. They've immersed themselves in local culture, haven't got out much, as it were, and feel the need to connect again with people, with fellow expats, foreigners, and immigrants. So there's that little demographic going on as well, which you might notice.
So what you find is you still need your expats. Yeah. It is the perfect altruistic goal to come here and integrate and be part of the community and learn the Portuguese and learn the Portuguese people. But you still need the people from your country to say, oh, how did your SCF appointment go? And what happened when you went to Faro versus Tavira versus Agüero? And, did you need this form, or what did they ask for? And, some of them even require that you bring your own photo. And if you don't know that, you're out of luck when you show up because they don't have a camera. So you need your people. And then even to go, oh my gosh, how did you get through this? Or how did you register? Where did you find your car? There's certain things that you still need your people for, and you have a sense of community with them right away, because you have one commonality, which is you've all moved from your home country here, right? And then with all the other expats, you've got that commonality from everywhere in the world. They've chose here, even from Europe. And then you've got people that are here that you chose their place. So
said. It's like comfort food, isn't it? Like the hot dogs we were talking about. Seeing people that are familiar to you, you might not like them, or it might not be about that. It might just be familiarity, mightn't it? They might not be good for you like a hot dog, but there's just still something great about it as well. And it's about balance, isn't it? And I know there are some people who think, no, there's no way. I didn't come here to mix with my own people. I came here to get away from them. But there's a balance to it, isn't there? And there's definitely a shortcoming, I would say, in only mixing with people of your own kind for the rest of your life in a gated community. And there might be you might miss something by never wanting to fraternize with your fellow, whatever nationality you are, ever again for the rest of your life. There might be something else going on if you feel that way. A little bit of balance, and clearly you're doing a great job in having a meetup. I'm really enjoying your production this morning, I've got to say, Veronica. We just need a slow motion filter now as well. And we've got an 80s video, haven't we, with the breeze and the seafront there. It's just amazing. I love the wind, the breeze in the hair. If I had more hair, I'd be doing that as well. First question for you. It's such a good look. Your hair flowing in the wind.
I'm on the beach, or I'm on the ocean, or the river. Wait, this thing where the river meets ocean.
What can we do to add to that as well? We need a fisherman walking behind you, don't we? Offering you a little brace of sardines for a very good price. No. Not in. Okay, move along. We're trying to make a live stream here, sir. Is Ayamont always that busy? Asked Mr. S. Is scouting always here? I'm Mr. S. May I ask? May I be so impudent as to ask you what is your business? Are you scouting? Have you moved here? Is that it now? I was there last week in Ayamont, and compared to VRSA, it seemed more lively. So, can you give us a comparison on those two?
So, yeah, Ayamonte is right there, and then Villarreal is right here, right? So we're sister cities. In fact, a lot of people don't know that we are one of the first EU cities that combined Spain, Portugal with 3 different counties to where we can use each other's stuff, right? So you can get a card at your local camera. I can go to Ayamonte's public centers. They can come to ours. So whether it's a swimming pool or, whatever facilities, they all have access to each other. So first of all, we are literally sister cities. And there's even a chamber of commerce with all 3 cities. So across the river, Ayamonte is Spain. And there's more hotels. Anytime you get more hotels, you're going to get more tourist activity. I think one of the things people fail to realize is if you come to a town and it appears dead between 12 to 2 or 1 to 3, That's because people go home for lunch. They don't go out to lunch. So this is a signal that it could be a real local community, and people have all gone home for 2 hours to have a nice lunch together. They're, good big meal of the day. So, and then they're not going to go back out to dinner until like 8, right? So
Sure.
if you come into our town, we only have 3 hotels, and one is like 600 to 900 a month. So, and only like 10 rooms. The Pastana's only got like 50 rooms, and then the Hotel Apollo. So you're not going to get the tourist people. You'll get day trippers, but it's not a huge tourist place. And that's why our beach, that we have is like a locals beach. It's so hidden. It's hard to get to. We had bloggers that came in for the day and said we didn't have a beach. Monte Gordo, hotel, 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 hotel.
Yes.
And also in Ayamonte, you have Isla Canela, you have Isla Cristina, and you have Islantella, which are all along the coast. Those are huge resorts, but they're not staffed enough with restaurants. So they've just put a whole bunch of those like communist block buildings just there. And I'm sorry, I don't know what to call it. It just squares.
No, we all know what you mean.
How many can you shove in there? But you all have ocean views, right? But then it's not sustainable for restaurants, and there's no town square. There's nothing. There's just like beach and squares, and there are some restaurants, so the people have to go into Ayamonte. Plus you get the day trippers like us, and it's going to naturally, when you have that much of a tourist area, be more alive and crazy. So our town, though, they've had festivals like crazy. We've been having so many festivals and dances and in the square, but it's late. They don't start till 10.
Yes, you got to get used to that and have a little sleep yourself maybe in the afternoon to get into that lifestyle, haven't you?
It is hard. So even our cafe that we love to hang out at, Cafe Latte, he had this big Cookie Monster band, which everybody loves. I'm like, cool, Joao, what time? Please tell me you're going to start it at 8. Oh no, it starts at 10.
10 o'clock. Yeah, absolutely. And still, the headline acts sometimes are on at midnight or 1 o'clock, aren't they, for a very big festa? So prepare for that. Mr. S, I think we can give. So there you go. That's the answer to your first question. Ayamonte is Spanish, of course.
Yeah.
And it
our
really
time
depends.
difference.
Yeah. Right. Of course.
Here and there, so remember that, especially for the last ferry over.
Right. Remember that. That must catch a lot of people out. Mr. S also asking, and I'm sure Antonio's helping you in the chat as well, what's the most common expression used to say bye? I mean, there are many ways of saying goodbye in Portugal. Ciao, 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 te logo, até próxima, te já, te logo, adios. Which is your favorite, Veronica?
All of them. I kind of like luego, which is more Spanish because it's like luego. And like luego, it just sounds cute. Luego. But they do say bye. Bye is also very Brazilian Portuguese, and bye-bye is like a very familiar, like even people here will say hola or hello. It's still used.
And the Brits, farewell, old chap, as well, you might want to say. So that's the beauty of a Portuguese goodbye, is it can go on for quite a long time, can't it? Especially if you use all those words. Then a bit of hugging, a bit of kissing, then it's something you forgot to say, then you do it all again. So that's the other thing to remember about saying goodbye in Portuguese, Mr. S. Allow maybe 30 minutes for that process?
At least I was out with one of my agents, Joao, out in front of my building because he lives in my building. So I was trying to rush. I was already late, trying to rush to meet friends, and I had a business meeting, and here's Joao, and he wanted to have a business meeting there, and it was 35 minutes later. I mean, it was going to be a 5-minute. Give me a call. Let's set a time and sit down and not talk straight.
That's right. And when you arrive at the next meeting, I'm sorry I'm late. I was just saying goodbye to somebody. Okay, all right, and that just adds up as the day. It's cumulative, but that's why people.
That's why the Portuguese are always late, but they're kind and loving.
Exactly, you want to be rushing those goodbyes. So there you go, Mr. S. I hope that helps. Right, a couple of videos to show. We've introduced a new feature, which is Ask the Agent. Now, strictly speaking, Veronica is not an agent in that sense. And after I've just played this is what we're doing, so we can get these properties to people around the world. do want to help you find your dream home in Portugal. And I was thinking, well, we've got Carl Hyde on. He's definitely an agent. He works for the agency.
Well, you can't say agent, it's consultant. So even for what people say agent, it's not, it's a consultant. Unless they've taken a test and gotten their own AMI number, they're a consultant. So there's a differentiation between consultant and agent. So that was I was trying to explain.
Thank you.
I use that term agent for everybody, but it's like saying attorney and solicitor.
Okay, and it's, I guess it's what people are used to as well, isn't it? The habits people have. And of course, you have a real estate background, do you not, in the United States?
I had license, I trained agents, all of it. In fact, I'm bringing that here, training agents around the Algarve how to work with Americans, because we're very proactive. You can't just sit and wait. We need title escrow, all videos on it. But
right. Well, I'm glad to hear that. But you call yourself a consultant now, and I see you as a friend. If I was trying to think, what do I call Veronica? You're like a buyer's and seller's friend, aren't you?
Really, I'm like you. I'm a connector.
Yeah.
We're connectors. We connect all these people together, and I don't.
Glass of water. You're right.
So I think, excuse me, hairball.
You must stop that.
So I was just a joke about the cat. So, when you're using terms, sometimes, when I was with Coldwell Banker, they put realtor on my card, and I'm like, wait, realtor is a trademark brand in America. And that basically means you have a real estate agent, and above that, people have agreed to join an organization with higher ethics, with a whole board, and you pay dues nationally, state level, locally, you lobby the government. There's a lot more to it, and you have to be accepted than just anyone who's an agent that does their state licensing exams and qualifications, which in California, you get real estate law, you get all that. It took me 40 hours again to renew my license this year of, more real estate law, all the updates. And I'm never giving that up, because the California test is wrong. So you have to learn the wrong things.
All right. So we've got that figured out. And so you help people, you're a connector. You want to help people. You want to help people find their dream home, and you want to help people if they're selling a property locally to do that, and to help people who are coming into Portugal find a great place. And we've got an example here, haven't we, of how you work. And also I want to talk to you this morning, maybe when Carl arrives, about these naughty people who are wasting the time of agents. You've got to stop that.
Not
I mean, it's really unfair to be using real estate agents, consultants as travel guides, but more on that later, because I want to have a look at this video. You've got a little bit of a showcase here. There is a longer video, and you very kindly made us a segment of it. It's 3 minutes long, but let's have a little look around. This is how Veronica shows us around the place.
Hello, friends. Welcome to a sneak preview. You're getting it before anyone else. You are loyal followers, so you get to see the sneak preview. This is the terrace, a rooftop terrace with views to town and to the river and the ocean in Villarreal de Santo Antonio. Again, this isn't super professional. It's just a quick sneak preview. So I'm going to show you a quick tour. And again, not super professional, but it's a quick sneak peek. Cheers, my friend. So here's the view from the terrace. Okay, so this is the entrance to the building. And from the entryway off to the right is the powder toilet, bathroom. And then either an office or a bedroom. Deciding if you want to make this an office or a bedroom. Outside, out the back, you have a terrace. So out this bedroom, you have quite a large terrace. And you get a shot this way of the terrace room as well. So there's the living room. I'll show you from front. So, and then the kitchen. Nice light and bright. And we also turn and go downstairs where there's more room. Bathroom here. Shower tub. But they have a lot of space in this bathroom. Laundry room, this is really special. This is amazing, because usually your washer and dryer, your washer is in your kitchen and you don't have a dryer. If you don't want to hear your washer dryer, Down the hallway. You've got guest bedroom or child's room, where is the master, which has a view straight to the river. Master, which has a Juliet balcony facing the river, and just above our sweet little cafes in town. Great. So here's the built-in wardrobes. Nice to have some doors. This is the front of the building, Antonio's Cafe, who's awesome. I love Antonio. The coldest super box in town, and a little laundromat if you need to do your comforters. Another cafe at the end, a little party store, gas store, and then a few more steps and you're already at the other bars across, or cafes across town. So, cake, party and cake. This is supposed to be one of the best Portuguese restaurants there in town. And then Manuela's Cafe.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that. And that's what people need to see, isn't it? Is you see the property, closets, plenty of closets, but then you come outside, you see where to buy gas locally, where you can get the coldest super box, something nice to eat, the laundromat. What are comforters?
Oh, comforters are the things you put over your bed. It's the blanket that is kind of pretty, or sometimes they're quilted, but they don't fit in your regular washer dryer. You'll ruin your washer dryer. Don't do it. Take it to the big industrial ones. Yeah. People shove it in, and my friend's washer just fell off its little ledge, broke, because it spins and then it goes bum, 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 bum.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, okay. Thank you for that. Learning something every day here on the Good Morning Portugal show.
Don't do that. You boys do that, don't you? You feel like as much will fit in there, it must be good, but then the water doesn't circulate and your clothes don't get clean.
I know. We find this to our cost. And there's probably a washing machine repair store along that parade of shops as well, should that happen. So a great video, and you've got a longer length version of that. So where can people
it's like almost 20 minutes. So if someone's really, interested, they can go through and poke around the house, just grab your coffee, see what one's like. And I try to show a little bit of, like, here's what the doors look like, because in America, I think the biggest thing people say is, oh my gosh, those doors are so cool. They're all solid. They're all wood. There's crown moldings. And then I explain, it's real molding. It's not like a piece of wood they painted. It's concrete and plaster. It's molded.
Yes.
We don't know that in America. We're like, wow, that's cool. So,
and these are the amazing properties you're finding. Are local people are telling you first? Is that what's going on now? We need to tell Veronica about this.
Yeah, and we have a lot of pocket listings. The Portuguese don't always like it. To me, it boggles my brain, because when you market a property, you want everybody to know it's for sale, so you get the best price, right? But a lot of them here are like, we don't want our neighbors to know we're moving. Dude, you're moving. Like, maybe if you told them, they might like their kids or somebody they know to move in. Like, so you tell everybody, you invite everybody to an open house, and then like people are like, oh my gosh, I don't want anyone to know. Like, they're gonna know when they see you carting your stuff away.
Yeah.
Do you owe money? Like, what? Go away in the night.
Yes. But just sell the house. Just don't tell anyone.
Culturally, they don't want the sign out front. They don't want anyone to know. And it's like, well, okay, so you have a secret sale. So we have a lot of pocket listings. And because these clients kind of come through my channel, and I kind of help them, well, did you want Ecuador? Did you want Mexico? To not waste the agent's time, which we'll get into later, that I can kind of pre-qualify them, find out what they want to do. I made a little free planner, like close your eyes, envision your life. Do you see yourself on a beach? Do you see yourself in the country? Where do you see yourself? So that way they're not like, oh, we want you to take us all over Villarreal, but they really want where you're at.
Yes.
And in that case, then I just pop them up to you or Carl. I give Carl referrals. So we kind of spread around the love and make sure these people are pre-qualified, because for every one qualified person, there's probably 100 that are just time wasters.
Is that how bad it is? Okay.
I had like 50 to 100,000 on one of my videos, and I only got 350 filled out applications.
Wow. Okay. That's interesting, isn't it? And it is a bit like those bridal magazines, as I was mentioning before. And we've got this with the country itself, haven't we? Not just properties. but they'll for for the thousands of people who are looking at Portugal as somewhere to move, they may never do it. It might just be like flicking through the pages of a bridal magazine, looking at the dresses and the sort of catering you might have at a wedding as well. Okay, that's interesting. So you got people saying to you, Veronica, let's get this to you. It could be a pocket listing. Don't tell anyone we're moving. Your process for helping people. So they're going to often find you from the videos. They might see you here on your own videos. And there you are, Portugal Life and Home Buying Help. How does that process start? Can you talk us through that?
So I haven't feel if they're really interested and they want to talk to me, because a lot of people just email you, hey, I need this, give me this, I want that. And I'm like, whoa, let's be reciprocal. If you want something from me, I need something for you. So I need you to fill out this questionnaire. A lot of people, I'm not filling out a questionnaire. You just waste all of your time telling me everything I want to know, just in case I might want to move there someday. But I'm not going to take my time to give you something back. Yes. Which does happen a lot with real estate agents. Show me around everywhere. And maybe in the future you'll get paid. But 9 times out of 10, maybe not, because I'll go to the guy next door because, he was just there, could show me the house. I could buy it faster than going back to the agent who spent all this time with you, right? It's a really unloyal business. So we're trying to change that. In America, we had exclusive buyer agreements. And I would encourage the agents I trained to have somebody sign that, because you wouldn't necessarily sue them. But once you put the agreement in front of them, you're going to go to me and only me. And if you buy within a certain period of time from another agent, after I've spent my time with you, you owe me this much, or I get the commission on that place, the equivalent of it from you. Mm-hmm. And all you have to do is watch their face. The cool people, yep, no problem. And then, of course, you have to qualify no problem because you're never going to buy, or no problem because they're loyal people. So again, pre-qualification is huge. So I haven't filled out a survey. So right there, that cuts out so many. They won't take the time. And you can do it on your phone. It's like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Where do you want to live? Have you visited here before? Are you in your visa process? Yeah. How many times have you visited? Where have you visited? I have a whole list. How many bedrooms, bathrooms are you bringing? Animals? And a lot of people don't even think about that. Oh my gosh, I have to bring animals. How much is that going to cost? So it triggers a lot of questions. And then at that point, if they're interested, this questionnaire sends them back their questionnaire, so they can also print it and scribble on it and use it like as a little planner, because it might be 1 year, it might be 10 years. And then if they're seriously interested, I'm like, if you're interested, reply back to this email that you'd like to talk to me. Then I know you're serious. Then I'll talk to them. We'll pair them up with agents and let them go. So it's really a pre-qualification. And we had a guy come in this week that swore upside down and up one side and down the other. He was loyal. He wanted to work with my agent, but he just visited 3 other places with 3 other agents. I'm like, how is that loyal? So I was really sketchy with him, and we had a coffee meetup. He met everybody that had actually bought here or rented here through our people, kind of came through me. And he was just like, oh yeah, I just really love, Salbrashti Airport Hotel. That's not the beach. That's not the ocean. It's inland. It's farmland. It's on the other side of 22. Totally different. So I'm like, okay, this guy's not serious. And we got to talking quite a bit. And it's funny, they'll tell you, oh yeah, I can buy today. I want to buy today. And then I had him fill out the questionnaire, and I absolutely can't buy for a year. We say buyers are liars.
Okay. So it's a good process to have people qualify from both sides, by the sound of it. People's time is not getting wasted.
Yeah.
And I think serious people actually don't mind being qualified as serious people if they're going to get the service they want, right?
Yeah, and they feel very special, and they understand why, where the other people are offended. Like, he was really offended. But, my mom's going to buy, my sister's going to, all these people are going to buy. So he's dangling that carrot. Spend all your time today, maybe for future income.
Yeah.
You might get something in the future. And to those agents, I would tell them, if somebody wants to do that, then charge them hourly. If they're trying to say, gimme, and maybe I'll give back. It's a profession. This isn't a charity, right? These people have children, friends, and they do contribute to charities that they believe in. It might not be you. So, we're going to free food.
We've got Carl joining us in just a moment. On that note of moving pets to Portugal, tonight I am talking about, we're talking to the creator of a service for chartering a private jet, to bring animals so you can sit with your pet in luxury, sipping champagne, and bring your pooch over on your lap on a private charter flight. How good does that sound? I'll be talking to Adam, who's behind that service, at 7:30 this evening, and then, of course, at 9, the Dream Team. But for the time being, we are talking to Veronica, the American in the Algarve, who's just told us about how she operates and some really great tips there for anyone else in the real estate business here in Portugal. And we're bringing onto the screen now Carl Hyde from the agency. Oh, yes.
Hello.
From the agency.
Hi, Carl.
Yes.
Veronica.
How are you, mate?
Benjinos.
Beijinhos to you, Carl Hyde.
Beijing.
How are you?
Beijos.
Well, you know what? I was good until about 20 minutes ago. I was walking around my garden just taking in the morning, and I got stung right here by a wasp.
No!
It threw me into a bit of disarray. Yeah, it wasn't pleasant, I have to say. Yeah.
Isn't nature incredible?
Wonderful. Yeah.
I love how you're so positive.
No, but I know that feeling. I've never been stung so many times in my life.
Really?
Since I've been to Portugal. Yeah, and I'm part of it. I mean, to explain, we were living in a property that we were doing a bit of renovation on. And, the previous tenants were mainly wasps. And they were, every time I moved something like a bit of wood, I would be discovering a wasp that had been sleeping for 3 years. And they weren't too happy about it, basically. Yeah. They would sting me. And there's just something, you've experienced this in the last 20 minutes, Carl. There's just something about a wasp sting, isn't there? Where it's like, what's that? And you brush it, and then suddenly you feel this intense pain, don't you? Yeah. Which is just so sobering and so intense.
Well, I saw the thing heading towards me. I was walking past my son's bedroom, and we have the green stores, you close at night. Yeah. And I saw them going up inside the aluminium frame, and we've had a huge amount of wasps this year. It's been amazing. I mean, they're everywhere. And I thought, oh, look, a wasp nest. So I thought, I'll get the fly spray. But I thought, I'll take a look first. So I sort of ducked under a little bit to look up. And one just came straight out. Before I could move, with my cup of coffee, it's like, oh. So
hey!
Ran into the house.
Your face?
Yeah, panicking. Well, you know what I put on, actually? Toothpaste. So I had about 2 minutes ago, I had a big splodge of toothpaste here because apparently it neutralizes it. And it feels okay, but it hurt at the time, I've got to say.
The mint. Yeah, the mint in the toothpaste can help with these things. So, well, sorry to hear that, and sorry to make light of it. And I imagine Lee is coming around later to set fire to the whole thing, isn't he?
Probably.
Whatever.
He's got his uses, yeah, for sure.
Morning, Lee. And Lee, by the way, he was. We've now formalised his monthly slot into McGrady's Moan, where he's moaning about something, some aspect of Portuguese life, which is always very entertaining. McGrady's Moan, don't miss it, every month here on the.
I'll tell you this: he's got nothing to complain about. So
I know, but isn't that always often the way? People.
Yeah, well, it's English, so
can't help it. He's programmed to moan. Now, you might have caught the tail end of our previous conversation. I must do the Learn About Portugal quiz with you both, but before we go there, this thing of people, time wasters, I guess they're called in retail just generally, aren't they? People wasting your time, effort and energy when it could be focused on somebody who really wants to buy a property in Portugal. I imagine you've got one or two things to say about this, Carl.
Well, yeah. I mean, I suppose, first of all, it's going to be the world's smallest violin playing for real estate.
First world problem. Yeah, we get it.
Before we go on.
Set your boundaries.
Yeah. But look, I mean, the thing is that this business, a lot of the time you spend it's hard to say wasted because you never know where an opportunity is going to come from. But there certainly are people out there who, and we do joke about this a little, they treat you like a tour guide,
Yeah.
And I mean, I literally had somebody yesterday asking me, they want to move to a place near to where I live and they're thinking about coming out here. It was a bit vague, we'd just like to go and see a few rental properties to see what we might be able to get in the future. And I had to say, look, it's really not fair to the listing agent. That's the side of it I had to come from. If I was listing a property and an agent turned up with a client and said, well, they just want to see something, they're thinking about coming out in 12 or 18 months. That really wouldn't be a fair use of my time. And so I was direct with them. I said, look, I'd love to help you, but I think what you need to do is perhaps come out here, have a holiday, stay in the area where you want to, or you think you may want to live and get a feel for the place. So, I mean, it's kind of a constant, I say battle, but it's probably not the right word, but you do get a lot of people who are just trying to, use you as a tour guide, and that's something that I've really become aware of more in the past 6 months, and I really do push back on it. You ask for a bit of validation from clients, ask more questions, and very quickly you'll get a vibe of, yeah, these are serious that they want to rent or they want to buy, and I can help them. And then you can spend that time, you can take them to an area, you can make viewings, or you can make suggestions. So, you can go for a coffee or go to a restaurant and just show them an area. That's part of the job, but sometimes for sure people take advantage of that and they want a free ride and a free tour of a city. So yeah, it takes a lot of time.
There was a guy on one of the channels, like the American and Friends or one of those channels, and they had said, oh, I get a free tour every time I go to a new town. I just call up an agent and they come and pick me up at my hotel and give me a tour.
Not anymore. They
no
don't.
Intent to buy.
What a nice guy. Yeah.
No, I went, you don't do this. Like, you're taking time from people who do want to buy. You're taking his gas. Gas is expensive in Europe. You've got a family, you've got kids. Like, this is horrible. Why would you do this to somebody? And for some reason, people in their brain are like, it's okay to do this to real estate agents. And we were joking this morning on our chat. Would you go to a restaurant and order your starter one, then go to one order salad, go to one order steak, go to one order dessert, and then pay the one with the dessert?
Yeah, exactly. It's a great analogy.
Why is that? So why is it okay to do it to you?
Yeah,
it's because you earn so much money. It's because you're also rich and wealthy, isn't it?
No, because the government takes like, you figure on a 2,000 figure, okay, 4,000 euro commission, the agency's going to take half or more, right? So you're looking at from 4,000 to about 2,000. The government's going to take half. So then you're looking at 1,000, and your gas and your time and your marketing.
Well, that's it. I would say that to people that they understand that for the vast majority of agents and agencies, agents are attached to them, but they're not being paid anything. There's no standard or basic wage. Some people are surprised when I tell them this. It's 100% commission based, and when you make a listing, when you get a new listing, you've got to pay for photography, drone footage, things like that. If you're doing viewings, you're driving, you're going through tolls, and fuel. It does add up, and it adds up very quickly. And that's not a complaint. That's part of the job. But
no. It's that's part of the job. But them then taking that time away and being completely disrespectful of the people who live in that home, so that are already living, if there's a renter.
Yes. Yeah.
If you're not coming today, guess what? It's going to be rented in a month. Yeah. So that's just disrespectful. Let's say, Carl, your family, you're selling your house and somebody's just showing somebody, you've made it perfectly clean, you and your wife, she's got the kids, she's taken them out somewhere. You're still there because they don't have lock boxes and security stuff like they do in America. So they've got, you've got to be there. So you're taking time away from your work. And these people think, I just need to see a bunch. I need to keep going and seeing. It's not like America where you have open houses on Sunday. You can wander in and the agents are fine to talk to you or say, maybe they'll bring in a loan officer with them. And it's just nosy neighbors going, I want to see what their kitchen's like. I want to redo mine. Great. Talk to the loan officer. He'll get you money to redo it. Like, it's known that for open houses, but to do that and ask someone to physically get in their car and drive you and show you around, and you haven't done your homework that you want to even live in that town, let alone that country.
And I've done that. I've fallen for that. And my sort of bullshit meter sort of is hyper-tuned now. And I can, sorry for the bad language, but I can pick it up straight away now. Very early on, to get the vibe, and I think I'm happy to help. I really am. I love to meet new people. I love to go and have a coffee and show them local town where I live and say, hey, what a great place to be. But if it's not a genuine sort of thing, then I'm pretty good at picking up on it now, and I'll put it down, shut it down pretty quickly, because it's not fair to me. And again, Veronica just said it there perfectly. It's the other agent's time. It's unprofessional on me if I have a suspicion of that. And also the homeowner, if you're going to show your home for sale, you're going to clean it, you're going to make it, you prepare it because you want to sell the thing. So it's a lot of work involved for everybody involved.
Is the giveaway when they ask you to pick them up from the airport or take them back to the airport?
We had somebody do that. Nick introduced some people to his clients and had made it sound like he pre-qualified them, and he had. And I had to call him and say, "Hey, dude, you got to pre-qualify before you give to your agents. You can't just say, here's a lead and give it to them. That's not nice." Like, and this guy thought this guy was pre-qualified, drove from the Algarve to Lisbon, picked the guy up, drove him all over the place. The guy's like, "Oh, I have $1 million budget," drives him all over the place. And the guy's like, "Yeah, I'm not going to buy this trip."
Superb. We've got Christopher with us. Good morning to you, Christopher Kirby Hicks, a bit of a legend in the
Hi,
business.
Christopher. Yeah, he's with the team. Did he move over to the agency?
He's actually, he works for the agency too. He's my team leader. I work under his the Kirby Higgs group for the agency.
You're the team leader. Congratulations, Christopher. Oh my gosh.
We hear so many things about you. Yeah, and
we have him on sometime. He has
He's
British
a good guy.
accent.
Yeah.
Totally gets it. Amazing guy.
Why don't we next month bring your team leader to work day?
Absolutely. Hey, listen, go and check out the agency website and go and check out Christopher on there and see all the properties that he's got. He's a rock star of it, really. He's so good.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, great at what he does. A lot of properties there for sale.
Well, I hope he's blushing and his ears are burning, because I know a lot of people. Look, Sarah knows. I was thinking of Sarah, who speaks highly of you as well and has done on many an occasion. You get great testimonials, Christopher. Excellent to have your company this morning. I'd like to do the quiz with you, if I may, because we do have a couple of agency properties to go through with Carl before the show's out today. We'll have a look at those. We've had a little tour of a lovely place in the Algarve, courtesy of Veronica, and we've got a couple to look at from Carl as well. Oh, before we do the quiz, though, basically they are real estate tourists. They are not genuine buyers. That's another REDs, basically. Good morning, guys, says Christopher.
Well done, Christopher.
And I would also like to give my thanks. Carlitos, I am so glad you got my present. Yes, just to answer that other little quizette that was going on, thank you so much for your present of a Fahrturenwagen with my own name on it. Only kidding. That was something I saw in what we're looking for is this. What is this? And if I show you,
yeah, but it's so hoodie.
It is a pescador's beret, and here I am modeling it because I can't really wear it.
Nice.
What are you laughing at? I think it's beautiful.
You look like the guy from The Night Before Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas, all about me and my something and me and my cap or whatever.
It is so warm. There's so much room in it for keeping fish or whatever they do with them. It's a thing of beauty. It's like you can tell it's handcrafted and handmade. And it smells of like being in an old-fashioned gentleman's outfitters where things are made of wool and cotton and there's not a man-made fiber in sight. Oh, thank you so much, Philomena.
I want to wash it first.
so I love that. No, the smell of it is so great. It's like, is it lanolin? And it's just beautifully made, and with the Portugal flag on there. It's been made in Portugal and it's a piece of Portuguese culture. So thank you so much. Muito obrigado, Philomena. So let's go and have a quick look then at this quiz. You can help us, guys, before we have a look at those two lovely properties that have been brought to us by Carl Hyde this morning. We are testing the grasp of the language and the culture of both Veronica and Carl here this morning. And we'll go down your way first to resolve yesterday's quiz, Veronica. And I'll keep you on
pressure.
No pressure.
Do you see I'm trying to cheat? I'm getting out my Google app.
Are you getting Google out already? You're a nightmare in a pub quiz. Okay. So Ben
I can't do pub quizzes. People ask me questions like they think I know every capital and every state flag in America. And I'm like, no.
You don't?
That was fourth grade.
Oh,
who remembers anything from fourth grade? Except the mean kid that kicked you.
All right. Well, okay. Now you've said all of that, we'll go easy on you. If you, just in case you don't know the entire inventory at Ben and Jerry's. Look, Ben and Jerry's, they're reopening. They were in Lisbon until I think between 2006 and 2011, and they've reopened. I mean, I know you can get it in supermarkets.
Forum Algarve, I'm going. I was
there they are, and they've reopened in the Algarve, testing your Portuguese vocabulary and grasp of the culture. Do you know their most popular flavor from this unofficial top 10 list then? Let me read through them all. There's 10 of them, and then you can both guess. Is it bacalhau flavor? Is it pastel de nata flavor? Is the top flavor comida de Persia? Is it tosta mista, meio assado, half-baked, literally? Arroz doce, macaco robusto, azeite perfeito, meio de leite, or café constipado, ladies first? Which is their top flavor? Actually, around the world, as it turns out.
It has to be either the coffee or the pastel de nata. But I don't think around the world people would know what a pastel de nata is. So
That's a good, yes,
I
good
think
call. Good call.
I'm going to go with the Mea de Leite, if they even knew what a coffee was, a Mea.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Veronica. Over to you, Carl, who's taking this very seriously by the look on his face.
No, I'm trying to focus on the screen. The text is very small, so.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Bacalhau,
Next
pastel de nata, comida de peja, toste mista, meia assado, arroz doce, macaco robusto, azeite perfeito, meia de leite, or café constipado, our old favorite.
I was going to go with Mea de Leite, but I'm just gonna to mix it up. I will take. Oh, it's around the world, isn't it? It's not gonna
Yes, it is the world top 10 of flavors.
No, I'm going to go for Mea de Leite as well.
Coffee flavor. Yeah. Okay. Well, Jerry Garcia is one of their flavors. Good guess, Mr. S. However, you're all wrong. It is comida de peja, fish food. That is their top flavor.
What?
Fish
Fish food? Why would you eat fish food?
It's not literally fish food. It's
not. Okay, because that sounds disgusting.
Yeah, you know when you were a kid and you had an aquarium and you were feeding your fish and you gave the fish food a little sniff. You're thinking, what is that? It smells of fish. Why am I feeding my fish? But I think that's probably what it is. They are bottom dwelling feeders sometimes, aren't they? Fish. So they'll be
cannibals. I've had garlic ice cream at a restaurant in LA called the Stinking Rose. Yeah, everything is like garlic, and it's because it looks like a little rose, a stinking rose, and they make the roasted garlic where you squeeze out the little garlics and wipe them on your bread, and then you can't be around anyone for a week. But, it's so good.
Garlic flavored ice cream, gelato. Okay, that doesn't sound immediately attractive. You have to be lured there for other things in the first place. Okay, so let's do a quiz question for today, Thursday, the 20th of July. Who is this ubiquitous Portuguese character who you can see pictured here? And I will blow these pictures up in just a moment. An everyman figure who first appeared in print in the 19th century and later formed into 3 dimensions in the Caldas da Rainha area. He's seen as open-mouthed and not intervening, resigned to corruption and injustice, kneeling under the burden of taxes and ignorant of the country's major issues. He's a personification of the Portuguese people, humorously criticizing the main social, political, and economic problems of the country throughout its history. He symbolizes the eternal revolt of the people, abandoned by politicians, although doing little or nothing to change the situation. His principal and somewhat sarcastic response to this state of affairs and the country's leaders, and even his contemporaries, appears to be his contemptuous Iberian slap, or, as it's called in Portuguese, the manguito, the cuff, seen here. Is he João Rogan? Is he Miguel Manguito? Is he no? Is he no limit? Or is he Zé Pavinho? Or is he Marco de Beast? Which is he of those? I'm not going to give the answer away today, but which of those do you think he is, this gentleman here? Veronica? Yeah.
I think, sorry.
He's a handsome fella.
It's Zay, because that means João, and you would only know Zay is João, and so he's kind of using a pseudonym, right? So Zay or Zed is a nickname for João. Everybody's name is João here.
I am appreciating your grasp of Portuguese culture is all I'm going to say at this moment, Veronica, and you do win a place on my pub quiz team as a result. What about you, Carl Hyde?
Pure guess, never heard of the guy. I'm going to go with Miguel Manguito.
Miguel Manguito does sound like a little bit of he might be in Guardians of the Galaxy soon as well, doesn't he? Thank you very much, both of you. Check that out at learnaboutportugal.com if you want to make your own guess. If you're shouting at the screen right now saying, it's easy, I know who that is, go check for yourself and make your guess at Learn
You're not going to tell us? Then Caldas da Rainha is where they also make the penis pots.
Yeah. Penis pots. Could you? I feel like I should move on, but I'm not going to.
That was the Christmas gift we joked about in December or January.
Penis pot, though.
You put the flowers in it. It's a big penis for fertility, and you put flowers in the top.
Flowers in the top. Don't
Google it. Caldas da Rainha pottery, and you'll get all these pictures. You think it's dirty at first, but it's a fertility thing.
All I'm going to say is don't try this at home, okay? Flowers in the top, indeed. Okay, Christopher, if you want, you're a grown-up, do what you want at home. We're well, and it could be fun. Project is progressing. We'll let you know when there is something to see. Fantastic. Sarah talking to Christopher there. Let's have a look at your beautiful property that you brought with us. These are agency listings, are they not, Carl?
It's one. Well, I hope it's one because I was a little distracted after my wasps thing. But it's actually listed by Christopher. Yeah, it's the link to the agency website where you can see the listing, and then there's also the link to the video, which is Christopher doing a presentation of his property. So, and it's a fantastic place. It really is amazing.
Well, welcome to the Christopher Kirby Higgs show this morning. Then, in that case,
Christopher really is cool. He's amazing.
Quite rightly so. We are looking at a delightful six-bedroom villa on the Rua Sara Beirão. That's a good start. Anything with Beirão in it, I'm interested in. So tell us more about it, please, if you will, Carl Hyde.
Yeah, I mean, it's a six-bedroom property. I think it's around 550, 600 meters. It's in Oeiras, which is sort of halfway between Sintra and Lisbon. And as you can see from the images, you have amazing views of the Tagus River. Yeah, just an amazing place. And I think Christopher does a great job in his presentation video.
Okay, we'll make sure people see that then. If Christopher will give me permission to put that on our channel as well. That's not a drone shot then. That's the shot from the property itself.
No, I think that's a drone shot of the property. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I see. And I sailed past there. Did I mention that on Monday? I sailed under the bridge and past Belém and Oeiras on Monday. I can confirm it's a fabulous place.
Very nice. So you had a view of our home, of the place we've got for sale. Fantastic.
I would have done. I would have gone past it. This is fantastic. Love this. Absolutely.
Is that by Palas de Arcos or Passa de Arcos?
It's this is where neighbourhoods sort of merge one into the other, and you don't know the boundaries. I know in the video, Christopher says it's Algarve, and then in the description it's written as it's in Oeiras. So, but yeah, it's that area basically. Yeah.
Well, that's the one, isn't it? That's the shot. Look at that. Now, quite rightly, a TV would go on that stand there, but it had to make way. Yeah, look at that view. Let's get rid of the telly. Let's put the telly at the other end. Let's get rid of the telly completely. That view is absolutely beautiful, isn't it? Superb. Loving that. Nice sofa too there. Beautiful view out over the river. I noticed you call it the Tagus rather than Tejo. It's interchangeable, isn't it?
I noticed that too.
Yeah, you know what? I'm thinking straight about that, to be honest with you. Yeah,
no, I think you're right. I think you're right. It does that. It's like the Romans referred to it as the Tagus, but I know you haven't been here since those days, Carl. You've been here a while, but not that long.
It feels like it sometimes. But,
Oh, look at this! The dining room made for family dining as well. And that's through
spectacular place.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Love it. Love it. Oh, look at that.
Oh, wow.
Now, when I buy this, I'm going to stand at the top of those stairs and welcome people into the house. Like the Right Honourable Lord and Lady Carl Hyde from
Try getting something like that made today. I mean, that's
That's curved wood. And then the kids can slide down that really far. That's a good banister for sliding down.
Yeah.
Well, who doesn't like a bit of curved wood first in the morning? That is, and the views from other rooms as well. Look at
I mean, it's views. I mean, there's a patio area in one of the images, and it's just an amazing vista.
There's the old blueprints there. Oh, look at that beautiful blueprint there with the old Senor Engineer Jacques Ben Saud, who drew that up in the old days. That is so beautiful. Must be very proud of this, Christopher Kirby Higgs. And there's an aerial shot of where you'll find that, where I sailed past the other day. Algarve, people will know, won't they? And there's that little island, which was the subject of our quiz a couple of days ago, Bugio, I think. And you'll be able to see Bugio from the flat here, and the view across to Costa de Caparica. This is a great property then. Let me just close that down so we can go back to the main page here. On for, what is the price here? You're in euros and dollars here on your.
The link that it's taking you to the dollar price. That's because the agency is sort of international, but it's 3.5 million euros, just a little under.
more or less there. Absolutely beautiful in Algarve. And today, yes, we are showing expensive property. But this is what we've been accused of, and we are living up to that accusation today. We are delighting in some luxury property that
Unashamedly.
Yeah, unashamedly so. Built in 1970 in a modern, or referencing Art Deco styling, built in the modern era, 1970. Although that is quite some time ago now. Not that I like to realise that too often, but 1970 is quite some time ago now, isn't it? 6 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. Anything else you want to tell us about it, Carl?
No, I think that's everything, really, to be honest with you. I mean, it's a fantastic place. It's in a fantastic part of town. I mean, you surround Lisbon's, 15 minutes away. Sintra's 15 minutes away. International schools, everything you need. So it's a fantastic location, and the views. I mean, I'm looking at the pictures again this morning, thinking, wow, if I win the Euro Millions, then I might buy it.
Or sell a few properties. Yeah, or sell a few properties.
Absolutely. But yeah, it's an amazing place.
Either way, Madison is here. Hola, bon dia
Hi,
to you.
Hi, Madison. Did you see your house?
There you go. And Cruz Quebrada is the Estadio Nacional. Yes, we sailed past there on Monday, just a few kilometers from Lisbon, served by the A5 and the Estrada Marginal. Algarve, of course, not far from the Estadio Nacional, the National Football Stadium, and where they have Nos Alive, the big Festa site, is Algarve as well, isn't it? With its bit of beach frontage as well. So thank you, Madison, for being here. Christopher, I think enjoying being part of the show this morning. Really appreciate you showcasing one of our properties today. Kudos to the Carl Hyde. So thank you for sharing that with us. Just in case there is somebody here this morning who wants to make a further inquiry, or somebody who sees it later on. Can you imagine that? Waking up in America later on today, watching the Good Morning Portugal show and thinking, that is my place. That is my place right there. I'm going to get in touch with Carl Hyde, and that's the link you need to do that right there. Or just give Carl a shout, give Veronica a shout as well for that lovely property down there in the Algarve. Madison will be delighted by that as well. Before you go, guys, we've got to do those dad jokes. Who's ready for a dad joke to set us off on our way this morning? You're laughing already. He says with some trepidation. And has the stinging gone down a bit, Carl Hyde?
It's okay, actually. Yeah, I'm surprised. It's a little tender. I thought I was going to... My immediate worry was, I thought, I'm not going to be able to go on the show. I thought my face is going to puff out even more than it's already puffed out. And I'm not going to be able to talk. But there you go. So, no, it's fine. It's fine. I'm healed.
Okay, good. All right. So the toothpaste seems to be a nice little hack that you've shared with us this morning. Finally, then, thank you so much for being here. It's been a lot of fun, as ever, when we have Veronica, American in the Algarve, with us, and Carl Hyde. She's laughing already at the... Hold on a minute.
Because I finally get it. I get one of them.
You finally get one. It's relief as much as anything. My wife asked me to pick up 6 cans of Sprite at the store. I got home and realized I had picked 7 up.
I love it.
Yeah, Carl, it's like, yeah.
I was reading it, worried that I didn't understand it, and then when you said it, I got there. So great.
Lee McGrady did pop in earlier on. I forgot to say hi to Lee, and yes, don't forget to catch Lee's McGrady Moan every month now. That's a formal feature here now. I ordered some German food online. The sauerkraut arrived, but the Wurst is yet to come. Veronica,
I love it. Yay!
Okay, and the last one then to send you on your way, Cop. You have an outstanding warrant. Me? Why, thank you. No, not so.
Oh, okay, no.
Completely outstanding. Final words then, folks. The beach-loving Veronica. Were you always a beach-loving person, or have you discovered that having come to Portugal, Veronica?
Oh, no. It's why I moved here, and it's why I moved to the Algarve, because I grew up in Southern California. We lived in Huntington Beach. I mean, we lived our life on the beach as kids. Even at 12 years old, we were hopping the bus to the beach. Our parents were at work. We literally grew up on the beach, so I have to have it. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Madison.
And Madison. So home from home.
This is one of our newest residents. Well, we just got another 4, but Elizabeth
Okay.
is in Monte Gordo right now. So.
And very kind words. Thank you, Elizabeth, for being a subscriber to Good Morning Portugal as well. Thank you.
Can I
A
do?
little
Can I
conversation.
do a quick last words? I know we went a
Of
little
course you can.
negative.
That is this very bit. It's so appropriate to do that right now.
So what not to do to your agent, because I think what you have to understand is what your agent does do for you. They're not just a property matcher. People think all you're doing is saying, oh, I'm matching you with this and this. That is the very beginning and just the top of the pyramid, because they're going to be investigating and helping you organize the price and the contract, the CPCV. They're going to guide you through the stages of making sure you have an inspection and an appraisal if warranted, and making sure that there's nobody, since there's no title here, they're making sure that, and their attorneys are making sure that nobody else owns the property that should have been consulted, right? Portuguese inheritance law. Somebody here just posted that they bought a property and there was one person who didn't sign off on it. So this guy comes knocking on their door and says, you don't own this. I didn't sign off on it. This is one of my family properties. There's a lot more to it. And then there's sometimes they do a reservation, the CPCV, the contract. And if that's not done right, you put 10% down, you're liable for double that if you don't perform properly. So they are watching out for you every step of the way. They're then going to go, when it gets to the point of having the deed prepared and making sure that's correct, and there's no liens against title, the finances have been scrubbed, because you can get in a property and find out, one, oh, there's liens against it, or, oh, this didn't have permits. They're doing so much more beyond that matchmaker state, which is a lot of work still, calling, because they've got to make the appointment. They've got to find the right ones for you. They've got to go. They have to be there. The other agent has to be there. The owner has to be there. Your client has to be available. So coordinating that many people at one spot, and then to the deed, the signing of the deed, making sure that everything is proper there, and then handing over the keys. And then you've got gas and electric and oops, where is that store? Then the relationship really begins, right? Because he's going to help you beyond that. So these people think that, oh, I delished, I found my house, that's it, I don't need an agent. No.
Okay, thank you for that. I might make that a little segment. Absolutely. Carl, last words to you. What are you thinking on that?
Yeah, I think, as always, I always say, I'd like to agree with what Veronica just said. I mean, it is far more than just, find us a house, make a call, get a viewing. It goes much, much deeper than that. I always just say to people, whether it's for a purchase or for a rental, we're your buying agent. We cover everything, all the legal stuff, everything is covered by us, and you're not paying us, we're there to serve you. You don't have to pay us a penny. That's going to be paid by somebody else. And it is a far more of a deep dive than you would imagine. Purchases are not easy. There are a lot of things to consider. So having somebody on board that you trust and that we can trust you, it sort of goes a long way. So definitely agree with that. The other thing is toothpaste works for lots of things, for sure. And enjoy the month ahead. The weather is here. These are the times when you move to Portugal. This is the best time of the year. The sun is out. It's
well
hot.
said.
It's
Well said.
fun,
Yeah, go out for a walk in the garden in the morning. Take toothpaste with you.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And may I say, and I think this is true of you both, and clearly of Christopher, you can if you're looking for a good agent, look for one who has friends, who clients who've become friends. Because what I've observed from my point of view here, talking to some really great people in the business, is that they become friendly. They become friends of, advisors to the people who they're working for, and it's a lifelong relationship. What I didn't realize was it's not just about that particular transaction, the first transaction. That house may be sold on. Other homes may be purchased as well. People introduce you to their friends, and what I've noticed, the most popular and best agents have these great connections with their clients. It's not just a hit and run. It's not just a cynical. Deep friendships form as a result of good business practice and professionalism.
Absolutely, 100% agree.
Absolutely, and that's why we have so many meetups and parties and get-togethers, because those new people can integrate immediately with 50 local people who will all share advice. Yesterday we were down having a coffee, and one friend comes over it was Madison. Madison comes down. I'm hanging out with Elizabeth. She came over, said she needed to run some errands and wanted to meet up. The next thing we know, we've got like 15 people at coffee. And then they're all saying, oh, we're all arranging a trip to a plant store. She's like, oh, I need new pots. Come with me. And she's in the car with them. And then 2 other people come down. And then it's magical that you can be a connector, and these people can come in and not just buy a house, but they join a community, and a big community. It's a big deal.
And you're not afraid for new people to meet your old clients. That says a lot as well, doesn't it? That they're
yeah. Well, we had 2 that we don't like so much, so we try our best, but they're always coming up with some stuff where you're like, dude, we can't invite you to the next event because you're really a bully, or you won't stop talking politics. And then a month later, invite them back in, and then they do the same thing. You get, okay, we can't invite you the next, and they invite them back. And it's like this yo-yo of trying to correct bad behavior as adults. One was gaslighting me the other day, and I just said, okay, you got to go away for now, and then we'll see what happens.
So that you put them on a naughty step for a couple of months.
It was naughty steps. So sometimes there's naughty people in your group. And
well, there's room in the whole marketplace, in the ecosystem, for a naughty step meetup for those.
Naughty step meetup. Oh, they met each other. The 2 naughties have met each other.
They can bring their penis pots, and it can be a really inappropriate meetup, kind of people being gaslighting bullies, narcissistic psychopaths. They can have their own special meetup, and I'd love to be a fly on the wall.
Or they can just go on Facebook. They can just go on Facebook.
Yes, let's set that up, and so they can be going somewhere else while we're having a good time on the beach somewhere. Veronica, thank you so much. Carl, thank you so much. A nice big round of applause for you. Have a great day. We'll be tasting the lives of the rich and famous. If you want to pamper your pooch and fly it over on a charter jet, join me at 7:30 tonight with Expats Portugal on that webinar, and from 9 o'clock the Dream Team. Have a super day, Veronica. Carl Hyde. How many ways should we say goodbye in Portuguese? Should we just do it quickly? Rip that elastic glass off. Beijinhos, abrazos, ciao, ciao, até próxima, já, adiós. Anything else?
Just ciao for me, ciao, ciao.
All right, ciao then. Ciao, ciao, see ya. Bye. All right, fantastic. And here they are on the screen. There are 24 free courses and collections now over there with the link that I'm about to put on the screen. There you go. And they include all sorts of subjects and ways in to suit every taste into learning more about Portugal. Oh, I've got a screen blackout now. Oh, no, here we go. We're back again. That's great. If I give you a little bit of a scroll down, you'll see that the 24 free courses and collections include Portuguese factoids, meet the team, food, wine, and fun times, opening a company in Portugal, that mini course created for us by Raquel, a collection of Owen's videos, collection of Frank's videos, Frank guides, the Douglas Hughes collection, the Portugal playlist, featured music here on the show, the community blogs, the blogs and pictures that have come in from the crew, the team, the community, a wildlife and animal collection, discovery weekends. You can click through to that, through to the Portugal Immigrant Network, sport in Portugal, Andy Klein's video making course, the shop, the store area are fiercely independent and uniquely Portuguese brand collection at the Indie store. That's open access as well, as is the peer-to-peer Portuguese. The God Squad tips of the day in the Grey Watch, gentle fitness for bon viveurs, the extraordinary expats. It goes on and on. And all of these are available free to you. Portuguese-British Alliance and the Portugal and Americans growing collection as well. Oh, there's a broken link there, which I need to complete. I was doing this at 2 this morning. And then if you're a GMP VIP, you get access to another level of information, which applies to many of you tuned in and watching, and a few lurkers who we never hear from, but very grateful for your support of the show, and those GMP VIPs who help us out with time, talent, and treasure, get access also to essential info, my contacts, including introductions if you need them, pocket listings, those real estate listings that are before the market or don't make it to the more popular real estate pages, spaces and places in Portugal, those special secrets that we share in the community of lovely places to go in Portugal. Our Just for Fun section, where we've immortalised a few of those memes and dad jokes and bits of fun, and a growing quiz for kids about Portugal as well. That might be interesting to homeschoolers, or a way of getting kids used to being here in Portugal, or whetting their appetite indeed for being in Portugal. And adults might like it as well. And my own guide to starting a podcast and a live stream there. All of that. You can see more if you click on that link, and you'll get access to those supporter exclusives if you're a GMP VIP as well. So very proud of that.
I did it in the Portuguese, 15 minutes per day to join the elite. Even tried it out on the street. Nothing like doing it in Portuguese. But no one laughed or scolded me. A waitress even brought me out a cup of tea. The Uber driver offered to show me nothing like doing it in Portuguese. So it's a shake, 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 a shake, rattle, roll. Oh, let the Portuguese down in my soul. Oh, shake, 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 a shake, rattle, roll. Let the Portuguese down in my soul.